Part 17. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 164. After coming out of the office, Teacher Wuke looked ugly. But soon, his complexion improved. Because, he met a very familiar person in the corridor. Oh, isn't this the finished child? Hinata Hikari is also very nervous today. Teacher Wuke mocked. Mr. Wuke, who is 40 years old, is a veteran ninja. He experienced the first ninja war and is a veteran with rich experience. Now that the second ninja world war has begun, Wuke naturally wants to apply to go to the battlefield. However, it was collectively denied by the top management of Konoha. The reason is, the ninja school needs Wuke-sensei. Without him, teachers would be like headless flies that have lost their heads. Teacher Wuke's severity is not only directed at students, but also at his colleagues. The ninja school needs a flatterer. If you have face, you must have dignity. It doesn't look like that, just sent a student to the hospital. Teacher Wuke tilted his head, with a ferocious look on his face, and his tone was even more sinister. Everyone knows about Hikaru Hinata's bucket of paste. Theoretically speaking, ninja school Hikari is the largest. However, somehow, there are still some people who are dissatisfied with the arrogant Uchiha elementary school student. In other words, it would be more appropriate to say that they are ready to commit suicide. Facing Hinata Hikaru, everyone feels like they have a grudge to kill a horse. And horses stumble, people stumble, and Hinata Hikaru accidentally sent one of the Uchiha clan's elementary school students to the hospital. God, don't praise me, I will be embarrassed. Hinata scratched his little head and smiled very honestly. Who is praising you? Listen to me. Master, listen carefully. Oh. Teacher Wuke was a little crazy, and the character well appeared on his forehead. Hikaru Hinata, let me tell you, I will never tolerate a black sheep like you who continues to harm the campus. I don't care what your relationship is with Hokage-sama, I will insist on putting pressure on you in my own way, understand? This leader understands it very well. Hinata looked very proud. Wuke didn't know what she was so proud of. Therefore, this made Wuke even more crazy. He was breathing heavily and his eyes were bloodshot. Oh! At this time, Hinata's attention was attracted by a passing Umbu. She stared at the Umbu who hurriedly came back to life after completing his mission. To be precise, it was the mask of that Umbu. Hinata Hikaru thought that mask was very interesting. Asshole, look at the teacher when you talk to him. Oh. Hinata turned his head, his gaze gradually moved up. Where are you looking? This leader is looking at your shiny forehead. Oh. Wuke's face was so angry that he wanted to scold Hinata but couldn't think of any curse words. In the end, I could only curse a few bastards bitterly. Soon, he left the hallway angrily. Teacher Wuke is really strict. When I was a kid, I was often repaired by him. The two Umbu who were standing at the door of the Hokage's office to watch the door muttered. Gaga, I think Wuke is just fulfilling his responsibility as a ninja teacher. Look at his speech, how professional it is. Two Umbu. If we had just ignored those bad people, maybe the world would have been peaceful a long time ago. This is a complete waste of talents and a hidden dragon in the abyss. Hinata Hikaru teased. Then, he walked into the Hokage's office with a strange smile. As for what Hinata Hikaru and Sarutobi Hiruzen said, no one knew. Everything turned around 1 week later. This day is Monday. The weather is still as sunny as usual. However, something big was about to happen in Konoha. That is, Ninja School is about to have its graduation exam. Of course, these things have nothing to do with Hinata Hikari and others. As a first-year primary school student, there is no such thing as graduating within 1 year of enrollment. The minimum age to take the exam is 10 years old. That is, a second-year student. The chief examiner responsible for presiding over the graduation examination is Wu-Kei. Early in the morning, Wu-Kei came to school. As usual, the first grade students were given a holiday. All students in the second grade and above are required to take the exam. This would have been unthinkable a year ago. Because the graduation exam for ninja schools usually takes place when students are 12 years old. But now, due to the arrival of the Second Ninja War, the graduation exam will be advanced. Moved from 12 years old, to the lower limit of 10 years old. War needs more ninjas and more cannon fodder. These primary school students who graduate early will be the new mobilization on the battlefield in the future. There were a lot of people taking the exam this time. More than 500 people. It includes 3 divisions and more than 10 classes in total. Therefore, all the ninja teachers were used as examiners. Even including Dozawa, Michiko, and others who teach first-grade elementary school students. An hour later, the examination room was set up. In fact, the playground behind the school was used as the stage, and Wu-Kei and other ninja teachers were the examiners. Every 2 ninja teachers correspond to one group of candidates. Arrange them row by row like this. You see, there are many teams listed on the playground according to different classes, divisions, and batches. As soon as everyone is here, let's start. Teacher Wu-Kei sat down on the chair and ordered. There were long tables in front of them. In addition to the rosters and pens for recording results, there were also ninja forehead protectors on them. Each brand new ninja forehead protector shines brightly in the sun. The primary school students looked at the forehead protectors with hopeful expressions, hoping that they could get one of them. Those who successfully pass the exam can take one from them. Then become an official Konoha ninja. That is, genin. Finally, the team will be led by the guiding jounin, either heading towards a better future, or, meeting the Sage of Six Paths, in a physical sense. As the graduation exam began, the students in the first group came forward and took the exam respectively. Transfiguration, Substitution, and Clone. Students must use these 3 ninjutsu within the specified time. Isn't this too difficult? The crowd immediately exploded. Because according to previous years, the graduation exam will only draw 1 item from 3 body techniques and ninja tool throwing. As long as this is passed, then, students can graduate. What's so difficult about this? You've been studying in school for several years. Don't you even know the 3 body technique? The veins on Wu-Kei's neck were stretched, looking very vicious. I didn't test you on ninja tool throwing. It's already Hokage-sama who is interceding for you. Wu-Kei stretched out his finger and scolded. Seeing his ferocious look, the students did not dare to refute, so they had no choice but to accept their fate. Then, the exam went smoothly. Some students passed and cheered, while others looked disappointed when they failed. In this way, each student experienced a major turning point in his life. Wu-Kei sat on a chair and glanced at his colleagues and primary school students. Suddenly, his pupils shrank momentarily. Because, he saw that Hinata Hikaru actually appeared here. If the chapter is wrong, click here to report it. Mobile phone users, please visit CSW. Reading for a better reading experience. The bookshelf is synchronized with the computer version. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 165. Why is she here? Teacher Wu-Kei muttered. Masaka. A light flashed behind Teacher Wu-Kei and passed through his head. At this moment, the background turned black. This Hinata is just here to cause trouble. We must not let her succeed. Wu-Kei stood up immediately. Before he could take 2 steps out, he saw 2 more people walking out of the corner of the teaching building. It's Namatsu and Namikaze Minato. They are coming too. Wu-Kei, who had just taken a step forward, was stunned for a moment. Not bad, I caught up. Hinata Guang walked slowly towards the side with her little hands behind her back. She passed over a famous student and looked at the candidates taking the exam like a leader looking at them. Then, because some people failed in the three-body technique, Hyuga Hikari let out a gloating laugh. This deepens the failure of those students. Some people even knelt on the ground and huddled up, "Don't look at me, don't look at me." Making a fool of yourself in front of a mentally ill person is something that, normal people, can't bear. Hinata pointed at the losers, and the latter almost wanted to die. "God, you scum, you don't even know the three-body technique, you are not qualified to be cannon fodder, just be a low-level student, this is your value." Wu-Kei. Wu-Kei was speechless. These lines should be spoken by him. Every year, he would reprimand these losers with lines spoken by Hikaru Hinata. And this year, his limelight has been stolen. "Hikaru Hinata, what are you doing here? Today is the graduation exam, no other people are allowed in." Wu-Kei sat back in his chair and said angrily. "Quack, guess." Hinata tilted her little head, not looking at Wu-Kei. "Gaga, guess what, I guess you are a big-headed ghost." Wu-Kei suddenly stood up from the chair. He really couldn't stand it. "Calm down, Mr. Wu-Kei, hey, Hinata Hikari, you said you have nothing to do and why do you keep irritating Mr. Wu-Kei?" Tang Ziyi hugged Wu-Kei from behind, and it was really the world-famous painting Strong Man Locking Man.jpg. When his own students cause trouble in front of him, Tangs, as the class teacher, naturally cannot sit idly by and ignore it. "I want to do justice for God today." Teacher Wu-Kei was very angry. He had to punish Hikari himself today. "Come quickly, I can't hold back." Teacher Wu-Kei. Dozawa, who was only a Chuyunin, could not be the opponent of Jonin Oko-sensei. Although Wu-Kei-sensei is almost 40 this year, his physical strength is very good, especially when he is hit by Hinata Hikaru, his performance is extraordinary. As a result, the ninja teachers nearby acted bravely and pounced on him one by one. "Good guy, this time it becomes male on top of male.jpg. Not bad, very motivated, he is indeed a professional." Hinata Hikaru chewed the melon seeds and spat out the melon seed peels at Wu-Kei's feet. Oh. Teacher Wu-Kei, who was being hummed by a man on top of a man, let out a strange howl, as if the Saint Seiya was about to explode the small universe. "Although it's just a trash fish," Silver Saint Hikari said in a low voice. Teacher Michiko couldn't stand it anymore. She ran over and pulled Hinata aside. "Hikaru Hinata, what are you doing here? Don't you know that first graders have a day off today? By the way, when these few days pass, Hinata Hikaru and others will be promoted to second grade elementary school students. What a joy! But Hinata Hikaru obviously doesn't intend to continue being an elementary school student. "Ga, Michiko, this leader is here to take the graduation exam today," Hinata said sternly. "Take the Chunin exam." "You." Michiko, Dozawa, and others looked surprised. Even Wu-Kei stopped struggling. His eyes widened with disbelief on his face. "It's against the rules." However, Teacher Michiko simply shook her head. "Hinata Hikari is a first-year elementary school student and will have to take the graduation exam at least a year later. That is, when Hinata Hikari and others were 10 years old. This leader is 9 years old this year and is fully qualified to take the exam. Tsunade and the others graduated at the age of 6. Hinata Hikaru gave evidence. "Are you 9 years old?" Michiko's pupils were a little stunned. In the blink of an eye, 1 year has passed since she entered school. Hinata Hikaru, also turned from 8 years old to 9 years old. "So, you have to let me, the leader, take the exam, and I will graduate and become a genin. Hinata said seriously. Then, before Michiko and the other ninja teachers could object, He took out a small scroll from his wide cuff. Above is the third generation Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen's handwriting. Michiko quickly flipped through it, and it read: Agree with Hikaru Hinata to take the graduation exam. If you pass it successfully, you can graduate early. This. Michiko stared. Hokage-sama is too messy, you are so young, if you go to the battlefield. Age is an important issue that limits the performance of a ninja. Hinata Hikari was only 9 years old, and Michiko couldn't imagine how she would be cutting each other with a group of weird aunties on the battlefield. Then there is no need to worry. After I graduate, I am only a genin. I still need to become a Chuunin. Maybe I can go to the battlefield. By the time I become a Chuunin, I may already be 10 years old. Even at the age of 12. The sunshine is gentle and tempting. But actually, not. Hinata Hikaru is confident that he can become a Chuunin in half a year. Why not 3 months and 2 months? Naturally, because the question of when the Chuunin exams are held twice a year, although the war may increase the number of times the Chuunin exams are held in a year. After graduating now, you can take the Chuunin exam in as soon as half a year. Once you become a Chuunin, you can become a special Jounin in half a year. The 10-year-old special Jounin was very pleased. Hinata Hikaru is already so beautiful that she has arranged everything. As for why he is not a Jounin. In addition to strength, Jounin also needs theoretical knowledge. Theoretical knowledge of daylight, basically zero. So, special Jounin is probably the most normal position that can be achieved through promotion. If Wu Kei knew what Hinata Hikaru was thinking, he would definitely scold him on the spot, "You are thinking shit." But as long as Hinata doesn't say anything, who knows? Hinata was very proud. This leader knows, but you don't know. After hesitating for a moment, Michiko and others went over to discuss it. In view of the fact that Lord Hokage's order cannot be disobeyed. Them. Only. Decide. Let Hinata take the graduation exam. Start now. Wu Kei shouted that he wanted to personally monitor the situation. Wait. But Hinata stretched out her little hand, and then point outward. I saw, around the corner of the teaching building, another group of primary school students came out. Hinata Hikaru has formed a group to clear the graduation exam copy. If the chapter is wrong, click here to report it. Mobile phone users, please visit CSW. Reading for a better reading experience. The bookshelf is synchronized with the computer version. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 166. What's going on? Teacher Wu Kei stared at the many primary school students who suddenly appeared. Of course. Come and take the graduation exam. In the back playground, all the candidates turned their heads and looked at these first-year students curiously. The ninja school can no longer teach us anything. Rick Xiangxiao walked over from nearby with quick steps. Behind him, followed by about 30 students. Among these students, there are students from Class 1, Class 2, Class 3, and Class 4. Dozawa, Michiko, and others who acted as examiners looked at them blankly. You. Sarutobi Ryo, how come even you? I'm sorry, Michiko-sensei. Sarutobi Ryo walked out of the crowd and faced his homeroom teacher. We don't want to be left behind by Hinata. Senjumuka beside Sarutobi Ryo nodded. Uchiha Fire Rock, Uchiha Futaba, Inyazuka Bone. Many primary school students from major families, all the familiar faces, basically appeared here. After hearing the news that Hinata Hikaru announced that she was going to take the graduation exam, Sarutobi Ryo and others immediately decided not to fall behind others. Nonsense is just nonsense. Iko walked up to Sarutobi Ryo angrily. Sarutobi Ryo, you are the Hokage-sama's son, and you actually followed them. Hey, Teacher Wuke, don't worry first, let's see what this is. Sarutobi Ryo took out a scroll from his body and handed it to Wuke. What's up there? Of course, the silly son of the village chief's family borrowed his identity as a wealthy businessman and stalked the village chief to obtain the power of attorney from his kind old father, the village chief. Simply speaking, just go through the back door and rely on connections. For the first time, Sarutobi Ryo felt that being a big dog owner was pretty good. Teacher Wuke's eyes widened when he saw the Sandaime Hokage's autograph, agreeing to Ryo Sarutobi and others' participation in graduation. After a long while, Tang Ziyi patted Teacher Wuke's shoulder sincerely. Teacher Wuke, just admit it. Then, Teacher Wuke slumped down in his chair. After all, his integrity cannot be compared to the people he has connections with. At this moment, Teacher Wuke wanted to cry. Gaga Wuke, you have to learn to accept the dark side of society. Hinata smiled strangely, stepped forward, and patted Wuke on the back. This smile is full of ridicule, very heart-rending. As the saying goes, I can't help but stand up. Good good. Wuke said hello 3 times. Then, a fierce look appeared on his face. It's good that you have to take the graduation exam. If you want to pass, you have to pass me first. Wuke decided that he would personally serve as the examiner for these naughty children. The farce did not affect the normal conduct of the exam. Only one more table was set up. Teacher Wuke sat in front of the table and acted as the examiner. In front of his side was Hinata Hikari and others standing in a row. In total, more than 30 people. In other words, among the first-year students, those who have the confidence to take the exam are the more than 30 top students. Other people. I gave up when I heard about the graduation exam, so there are only a few people here today. 3 body arts, one by one. Teacher Wuke leaned back in his chair and announced the exam with great ferocity. Hinata Hikari and others looked at each other and nodded. The first person to appear was naturally Hinata Hikari. Quack, this leader comes first. Hinata Guang stood still in front of Wuke and formed a seal. Transfiguration. Boom. The smoke rose, and an identical Wuke appeared here. The Wuke transformed by Hikaru appears to be very ferocious, not inferior to his original form at all. She just stared at the real Wuke. It wasn't until Wuke couldn't find fault with Hinata that he nodded bitterly and said, continue. Clone technique. Hinata formed a seal again, and without even touching the transformation technique, he directly separated. 5, 10, 15. As the sound of bang 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 sounded, Hinata Hikari continued to separate into more clones. Until even the team and ninja teachers who were taking the exam next to him looked at him with suspicion. As the number of clones of Hyuga Hikaru increased, it changed from 2 digits to 3 digits. Everyone's expressions changed from disdain to surprise to shock and finally to blankness. At the end of the result, 108 Wuke appeared here. This. Wuke opened his mouth so wide that he could fit a duck egg into it. He has been teaching for more than 20 years and has never seen anyone who can have so many clones. This is, how awesome. The 4 kingdoms. Perhaps aware of his gaffe, Teacher Wuke coughed hard several times to cover it up. Quack. Hinata smiled very proudly. How about it, Master Wukeben's clone technique can still penetrate your eyes. Wuke looked embarrassed and didn't even dare to look at Hinata Hikaru with his ferocious eyes, but, it's okay, Hinata Hikaru, please take away your magical power. To be honest, this scene shocked everyone. Even R.I. Xiangxiao and others who had seen it several times could not help but feel shocked again. No matter how many times I see it, it still feels spectacular. Dozawa murmured. Next, there is the substitution technique. For the substitute technique, you need to prepare substitute wood in advance, plus a charm. The so-called talisman is a ghost-drawn talisman. Mulai. Hinata stretched out her hand and a piece of wood was moved in front of her. Then. It is a pen and paper prepared in advance. Hinata Hikaru used broken ink on the spot to write the technique of the substitute technique. Actually. Hinata Hikaru actually has an unusual talent for these twisting and twisting spells, which are weirder than tadpole words. Wonderful, really wonderful. Wu Kei couldn't help but admired the talisman that Hinata Hikaru painted in one go. This is done without pause. Hinata Hikaru accomplished something that no one had ever done with his continuous strokes. Finally, Hinata attached the charm to the stand's wood. Because of the effect of the spell, it merged into the wood on its own. Then, this piece of wood becomes a substitute wood. This is the preparation process for the substitution technique. Substitute technique. Sunlight seal. Boom. Smoke rose, and Hinata Hikaru and the substitute wood exchanged order. At this point, all three body skills have been passed, which is really a perfect score among the perfect scores. I'm afraid, no one can perform better than Hinata Hikaru. Especially the clone technique, which can kill many primary school students instantly. Among the senior candidates, seeing Hinata's performance, many of them wanted to find a crack in the ground and crawl in. Because their performance was completely inferior to Hinata Hikaru. Hikaru Hinata is well deserved for being the strongest in the ninja school. Gaga, bring me the forehead protector. Hinata Hikaru excitedly stretched out her little hand and grabbed the shiny forehead protector placed on the table. And many more. Teacher Wu Kei interrupted Hinata's movements sharply. It's not over yet, I've prepared a fourth test just for you. If the chapter is wrong, click here to report it. Mobile phone users please visit CSW. Reading for a better reading experience. The bookshelf is synchronized with the computer version. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 167. Nani's Fourth Assessment. The students exclaimed. Obviously, this is Wu Kei targeting Hinata Hikaru. Other students and candidates only need to pass the three-body technique to successfully graduate. Humph. Teacher Wu Kei snorted coldly, stood up from his seat, and looked directly at Hinata Hikaru. Since you took the back door, then you have to be aware of it accordingly. Gaga, Wu Kei, if you have any tricks, just use them. Hinata Hikaru and Wu Kei looked at each other, and crackling lightning appeared between their eyes. Senjuyu Uto. Wu Kei suddenly shouted. In. Next to me, a guy cleaning with a broom trotted over. The young man named Senjuyu Uto looks to be 13 or 4 years old. Wearing a forehead protector and holding a broom in his hand, he is characterized by squinting eyes. You. Wu Kei pointed at Senjuyu Uto. As long as you can defeat Hinata Hikaru, all punishments on you will be waived. Senjuyu Uto, male, 13 years old, genin. He is a ninja from the Senju clan. Because he messed up in the last mission, he was punished by his mentor Jonin to clean up the ninja school, which lasted a week. And today is the second day. Teacher Wu Kei, this is not good. Teacher Michiko frowned. Letting a genin deal with an elementary school student is a bully no matter how you look at it. Although there is only one level difference between ninja school students and genin, in fact, they are not at the same level in terms of actual combat experience and professional skills. Most genin have seen blood. Killing bandits, ronin, and even hostile ninjas was a common occurrence. And even a good baby genin will inevitably accidentally kill someone due to irresistible resistance when taking the Chuunin exam. Humph, I am the examiner, so I have the final say to start this exam. Teacher Wu Kei sat back in his seat, seemingly looking forward to what was going to happen next. Senju Uto held a broom in his hand, looking left and then again. Finally, he walked up to Hinata Hikaru, looked down at this very small school girl, and nodded. "Excuse me." As soon as he finished speaking, Senju Uto swept the broom in his hand towards Hinata Hikari. The attack was so fast and violent that no one even had time to react. But Hinata Hikaru has obviously been familiar with this routine for a long time. The moment the broom came, she moved. He jumped back slightly and dodged the attack. "Gah, I didn't expect that there would be such a shameless person in the Thousand Hands clan. But the other party smiled, not angry at all. Isn't the profession of ninjas so shameless?" What he said made sense, and Hinata couldn't refute it. "Be careful." Senju Uto grabbed the broom with both hands, took a stance, and then attacked Hinata Hikaru again. This was a very funny and weird scene, and everyone who saw it had no idea how to complain. Do ninja combat props include brooms? It's definitely not included. This isn't about shrews fighting. Although Senju Uto is holding a funny broom in his hand, when he actually moves his hands, he is very successful. The Konoha ninja forehead protector on his forehead occasionally reflected light under the sunlight. "Senior, after you become a genin, the enemy will definitely use various ninja tools to attack the brooms we are holding. Just pretend it is Itachi or something like that," Senju Uto said in a serious voice. Everyone couldn't help but yell, "Shameless." Then, they thought, Hinata Hikaru seems to be quite shameless. In this way, it is a battle between two shameless people. "Gah, Senju Uto, this leader will remember you. I will remember you as a shameless person." Hinata Hikaru said while dodging. "Easy to say, easy to say." Senju Uto nodded very politely, but the movement of waving the broom in his hand was not slow at all. Naturally, even Senju Uto has heard of Hinata Hikari's name. Today is the first time Senju Uto meets Hinata Hikaru face to face. "We are each other, so, Miss Hinata Hikaru, it's too late for me and you to meet each other." Everyone almost spit out a mouthful of old blood. Being able to say shameless so clearly and refinedly means that I really didn't run away. This evil squinting. Hinata looked at the guy with a smile and narrowed his eyes. I thought that at first glance, he looked like the kind of person who hides his secret in his smile and is kind on the surface, but in fact he is the kind of person who is more ruthless than anyone else. Relying on his excellent dynamic vision, Hinata easily avoided the broom attack. But even so, those flying dust are difficult to avoid. So, in order not to get her clothes dirty, Hinata decided to start to fight back. Collapsing palm. When the next attack came, Hinata suddenly slapped a palm. Boom. The air exploded, and the dull thunder-like sound was wrapped in strong wind and roared away. At this moment, even the air was distorted. Oh! Seeing that something was not going well, Senju Uto immediately took back his broom and continued to retreat backwards. In the end, Hinata's palm was empty. "Gaga, you are worthy of being a genin." Hinata praised. If it were a primary school student of the same grade as her, this slap would have ended immediately. Senju Uto, however, was able to make full use of the lightness of the broom in his hand and immediately stopped his attack. This kind of ability to adapt to temporary changes completely overwhelmed the ninja students. Hyuga Optical Girl, was that move just now the legendary Hyuga clan's 8 trigrams air palm? Senju Uto, who narrowed his eyes, twisted the broom in his hand into a flower and asked. "Quack, why do you ask even though you already know?" Hinata didn't answer, but asked instead. Senju Uto must have seen Bagua Kongjang. Although Bengjang and Bagua Kongjang both attack from a distance, but one thing is that in terms of attack speed, Bang Jong is not as good as Bagwa Kong Jong. When she released Bang Jong just now, Senju Uto hesitated for a moment, but chose to take back the broom. This shows that he saw through that this move was not Bagwa Kong Jong. Because if it was really Bagwa Kong Jong, Senju Uto would at least directly choose to defend, because Bagwa Kong Jang's flying speed is faster and there would be no time to dodge at close range. He would never let him pretend to be invincible. Back away. Haha, it seems that I underestimated you. Senju Uto smiled and tightened his grip on the broom in his hand. Be careful, Hyuga Hikaru-sama. Next up is Konoha-style swordsmanship. Senju Uto raised the broom high and placed it vertically on the side of his head. This action is very funny, but no one present could laugh. Because Senju Uto is very strong, at least as strong as can be seen with the naked eye. Konoha flow. Senju Uto's aura changed, something was different. Loose. Brush. The next moment, Senju Uto turned into an afterimage and quickly rushed towards Hinata Hikaru. If the chapter is wrong, click here to report it. Mobile phone users, please visit CSW. Reading for a better reading experience. The bookshelf is synchronized with the computer version. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 168. Konoha-style swordsmanship was invented by the second-generation Hokage Senju Tobirama. Starting with Konoha-style, swordsmanship schools with different suffix names evolved. In contains various functions such as ordinary swordsmanship, chakra enchanted swordsmanship, and even illusion swordsmanship. Senju Uto's swordsmanship with a broom looks ridiculous, but it is actually a way to confuse his opponents. Taking advantage of the opponent's carelessness is when the opponent loses. In an instant, Senju Uto rushed in front of Hinata Hikari. This is a speed that is difficult to discern clearly from the perspective of other students. Because Senju Uto is a genin, his speed is far faster than that of an elementary school student. With the blessing of Konoha Ryusong, his movement skills have reached an incredible level. It's just eye-catching. And along with this situation is a sudden bloom of blue. The swordsmanship of attaching chakra to a broom and performing enchanted strikes is Konoha Ryuzutsu. But, even so, even if Senju Uto is a genin, so what? Without any hesitation, Hinata raised her right hand decisively. Killing intent fluctuation. The beating red aura was generated in the palm of his hand like a flame, and the next moment, Hinata struck out with all his strength. Collapsing palm. This time Bang Jong was completely different from before. I saw scarlet light blooming 1 meter in front of Hinata. Uto Senju, who was holding a broom, hit him hard. Boom. The blue light collided with the red light and then exploded. Debris was flying all over the sky, and the broom in Senju Uto's hand began to break into pieces. Senju Uto suddenly opened his eyes wide. He only felt that a very terrifying force appeared from the front, and then blocked him like a wall, preventing him from moving forward. This power was far stronger than the chakra techniques he used. Is this Hikaru Hinata's special blood inheritance limit? Senju Uto's heart froze, and then he was blown away by the wave of murderous intent that had not stopped. He looked at the broom debris scattered all over the sky, and Senju Uto flying backwards. Everyone was shocked. They stared at the scene dumbfounded, never expecting that Hinata Hikaru could even fight against the genin. And, he is a genin of the Senju clan. How strong can one be to do such a thing? Bang bang bang. Senju Uto stepped backwards and stepped back 3 or 4 meters before he could stand still. He forgot about the broom in his hand. The originally long sweeping tool now only had half a long handle left. Haha. Senju Uto smiled instead of getting angry. With squinted eyes, he suddenly raised his head and looked at Hinata. Hyuga optical girl, you broke this broom, and the compensation will be borne by you. Shameless. Everyone cursed secretly in unison. I thought, why is this narrow-eyed person so shameless? He actually cares about the compensation for the broom first. Is there something wrong with his mind? Quack, easy to say. However, Hinata raised his hand to indicate that there was no problem. Hinata's reaction confused Senju Uto. He felt a sense of danger, from that strangely smiling face. What is it then? Oops. Senju Uto suddenly began to sweat on his forehead. He remembered a rumor. Rumors about Hinata Hikari. Legend has it, Hikaru Hinata will snatch away all the wallets of those who tease her. Senju Uto felt a chill in his waist. His wallet was in danger. This? Probably not. The half-smiling expression on Senju Uto's face subsided slightly. In public, Hinata Hikaru would not dare to do such a thing. Senju Uto thought of this and felt calm. Well, probably not. Be careful, Miss Hinata Hikari, next is my most powerful killing move. Senju Uto reminded kindly. In order to prevent long nights and endless dreams, he decided to kill Hinata Hikaru directly. Konoha flow. Senju Uto raised half of the broom again. A blue halo flashed, and his chakra attached itself to the broom again. Cherry. Senju Uto flashed. This time, it's a sideways move. Then, another traverse. After several consecutive flashes, Senju Uto appeared above Hinata Hikari's head. Drink. Senju Uto shouted, and the half of the broom in his hand stabbed Hinata Hikari like a sword. This is no simple stab. With the shaking of his wrist, almost in an instant, the broom turned into tens of thousands of brooms, attacking Hinata in a densely packed manner, like falling cherry blossoms. Killing intention fluctuates. Facing Senju Uto's swordsmanship, Hinata didn't dodge, or in other words, she didn't need to dodge or defend at all. No matter what moves the opponent uses, as long as they are within sight, they will fight back directly. High five. The 5 fingers of his right hand formed into claws and he clawed hard at the top of his head. Boom. The red light exploded, and it was obviously a roughly aimed blow that did not hit the broom in Senju Uto's hand. However, it still made a terrifying sound that shook the air. Hinata's physical skill seemed to be acting on this space. The shadows of thousands of brooms disappeared in an instant and were completely restored to their original shape. And the penetrating force passed through the broom and swept across Senju Uto's body. Nani, I can't bear to learn this. The expression on Senju Uto's face finally lost its expression, and a hint of shock appeared on his face as he narrowed his eyes. What is this blood-bound power? Under the watchful eyes of hundreds of primary school students, Senju Uto was blasted away abruptly. This time, Senju Uto, who flew upside down, could not stand still, but fell to the ground in a very embarrassed state. The broom in his hand was completely destroyed, not even the handle was left. The whole place was silent. The faces of the primary school students were all stunned. Hinata Hikaru actually crushed the genin. Senju Uto was completely unable to fight back after being beaten. How is this possible? Even Teacher Wuke suddenly stood up from his seat and looked at the scene in disbelief. He actually still underestimated Hinata Hikaru's strength. Quack, this is what you get for teasing this leader. Hinata Hikaru slowly put away her right palm and walked towards Senju Uto. Now that you've defeated this narrow-eyed creature, it's time to get the loot from him. Hinata Hikaru thought so. However, the next moment, something changed suddenly. Just when Hinata Hikaru stretched out her little hand. Boom! Senju Uto's body turned into a burst of smoke and disappeared. It's a substitute technique. Everyone looked at the transformed wood in the field and exclaimed. That is to say, Senju Uto used the substitution technique to perfectly avoid Hinata Hikari's attack. In this way, according to the general routine, Senju Uto should suddenly appear from a certain direction and launch a surprise attack on Hinata Hikaru. When the primary school students thought of this, they immediately started looking around. Senju Uto, where is Senju Uto? If the chapter is wrong, click here to report it. Mobile phone users, please visit CSW. Reading for a better reading experience. The bookshelf is synchronized with the computer version. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 169. Ahahahaha. At this moment, a barbell-like laughter came from the roof of the teaching building. Alas! Everyone looked up and saw Senju Uto standing on the top of the building, laughing. Seeing everyone's attention gathered, Senju Uto nodded with satisfaction. After that, he bowed his hands toward Hinata. Hyuga Hikaru girl, today's sparring session was very enjoyable, but unfortunately, I can't continue to accompany you, because just now my mother called me to go home for dinner. Our green mountains will not change, and our green waters will always flow. Next episode, see you. After saying that, Senju Uto turned around, and ran away. Everyone stared blankly at the roof of the teaching building, where Senju Uto disappeared. For a long time, Senju Uto didn't show up. He did run away. In full view of the public, the Senju clan genin completely disregarded their face, and ran away. If you tell me this, who would dare to believe it? And what's more, my mother called me home for dinner. This kind of reason that is untenable even for fools, actually came out of his mouth openly. What is this? The leader of Hinata Hikaru has spent thousands of years in a bucket of paste. An excited shout came from the crowd. Nara's little carrot-headed girl with dark circles raised her hands in the air and praised the name of Hikaru Hinata. It's precisely because Hikaru Hinata is so powerful that Senju Uto was scared away. After some reminders from Nara Carrot Head, everyone woke up like a dream. They all marveled and were shocked by Hinata's power. Even the genin of the Senju clan can be defeated. How NB is this? This bastard. Teacher Wu-Kei was so angry that the veins on his forehead stood out, and in the end he crushed the armrests of the chair with a loud click. From here, you can see how angry he is. I could never have imagined that Senju Uto would actually escape from the battlefield. Obviously that child was not like this before. Senju Uto, what on earth has he experienced? Senju Uto has been through a lot. There are so many, far more than Wu-Kei imagined. After rushing down from the teaching building, Uto Senju almost ran straight out of the campus without stopping. When he came to a deserted dark alley, Senju Uto breathed a sigh of relief and stopped. After staring at the air for a moment, Senju Uto reached into his arms and took out a small book. This small book seems to be quite old. But there is no doubt that Senju Uto is well protected, and you can see the protective cover made of animal skin. Senju Uto slowly opened it and saw some names written on the small notebook. This is the table of contents. The person's name corresponds to the index. Each contains different page numbers. After turning to the latest chapter, Hinata's name was written clearly. There is also information such as date of birth, events experienced, rumors, etc. Senju Uto took out his pen and slowly added new information below. The killing intent is so strong that it is invincible. As he wrote, Senju Uto's thoughts began to drift away. Once upon a time, Senju Uto was also a boy who loved fantasy. When he was very young, his parents died for their country. Yes, Senju Uto is actually an orphan. He was thrown into the clan and grew up eating from a big pot. And when eating a big pot of rice, the most common thing to hear is the legend of the first Hokage who calmed down the troubled times. Senju Uto couldn't help but yearn for it. In my young childhood, I spent my time listening to the legendary stories of various great figures. Later, Senju Uto gradually learned to read and developed the habit of reading. His favorite books are various ninja novels. Especially those street stall novels. The protagonists in street stall ninja novels are all the right ones, with various plugins and NBS. Saving the world is as simple as drinking water. Senju Uto read it like a charm. So, he was poisoned by these fantasy novels. Uto Senju feels that he is different and the most special person in the world. He should be the protagonist of this world, just like what is described in countless street stall ninja novels. So, as a protagonist, you naturally have to study hard and practice hard. As a result, Senju Uto worked hard to practice various ninja skills. Later, Senju Uto entered the ninja school and met some friends. One of them is called Uchiha Huo. Uchiha Huo has a nice name and he is very handsome. But he seems to be very pretentious. He is indifferent to others, and he is arrogant and unreasonable because he is an Uchiha. A proper villain and big dog. Soon, a bunch of losers gathered around Uchiha Liuhui. These bastards rely on their power and cause others to complain. Senju Uto knew that the opportunity had come. First, Uchiha Liuhuo's henchmen came up to provoke him, and then he was beaten to death. Then Uchiha Ryuhui felt that he had lost face, so he ended up personally. Then he was beaten to the point where even his mother couldn't recognize him. Finally, Uchiha Ryuhui ran back to complain. The 7 aunts and 8 aunts of the Uchiha clan took turns to fight. He successfully defeated the Uchiha clan and won the respect of thousands of people. Well, the script was perfect. But unfortunately, the reality is cruel. Senju Uto was defeated by Uchiha Ryuhui's bastard in the first round. This is not ninja. Oh shit, the script shouldn't be like this. With the pain all over his body, Senju Uto began to reflect. What went wrong? Isn't I the protagonist of destiny? After thinking about it for several weeks, Senju Uto finally found a reason to comfort himself. Maybe, this is not the leveling style, nor the invincible style, but the abuse mainstream. After regaining his confidence, Senju Uto began to embark on the road of being tortured. He was abused by Uchiha Ryuhui, and he was abused by Uchiha Ryuhui's bitches. Along the way, Senju Uto has never been a match for Uchiha Ryuhui. And Uchiha Ryuhui himself. Not only did he easily win the first place in the school, he also won the first place in the school. He is also known as the strongest newcomer of the Uchiha clan. His lackeys have dozens of reinforced platoons. Girls lining up to admire him. Uchiha Liuhuo is cold, cruel, and calculating, but he reaps all the benefits. On the other hand, Senju Uto, a kind-hearted, righteous and good boy, was beaten to the point where even his tribe could not recognize him. It has always been on the street and has never risen. Until one day, the bookstore owner recommended a book to him. A latest ninja novel. Senju Uto opened it and looked at it before he knew it. It turns out that trash talk and mainstream abuse are no longer popular nowadays. Rather, dark flow. Oh, it turns out that Uchiha Ryuhui is the protagonist of this world. After experiencing a lot of blows, Senju Uto woke up. He is not the protagonist, but just a drop in the ocean among countless inconspicuous cannon fodder. Senju Uto has changed since then. Become tactful, become shameless, become Philistine. He started gathering information. Write the first name in the little notebook, Uchiha Ryuhui. Then there are others, beings who look a lot like the protagonists. And this small book was named The Cannon Fodder Survival Guide by Uto Senju. If the chapter is wrong, click here to report it. Mobile phone users, please visit CSW. Reading for a better reading experience. The bookshelf is synchronized with the computer version. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 170. Senju Uto will pay special attention to those characters who are very special and look like the protagonists described in ninja novels. And Hyuga Hikaru is one of them. Looking back on the past, Hikaru Hinata has always been crushing his opponents, very smoothly. Why is this? Of course, the protagonist's aura is so naughty and unreasonable. Senju Uto is not stupid. He could only deliver food to Hinata Hikaru. Just give it up when it's good and you won't be reduced to cannon fodder being slapped in the face. Senju Uto also has special moves, Konoha-style swordsmanship and Konoha-style willow style. But no matter how powerful his tricks are, he will never be a match for the protagonist. Because Senju Uto believed that Hinata Hikaru could hang him up and beat him in dozens of ways. Crush at the same level and kill monsters at a higher level are all standard features for the protagonist. The fluctuating killing intent is obviously Hinata's exclusive plug-in, a magical skill that no one else can even dream of. So. Snapped. Senju Uto closed the note in his hand and put it back in his arms. What will happen when Hikaru Hinata meets Uchiha Ryuhua? A smile appeared on Senju Uto's lips. Hikaru Hinata has a grudge against the Uchiha clan, and the Uchiha clan will definitely retaliate and will not let Hikaru go. But, those Uchiha could tolerate it for so long, it's really impressive. But recently, Hinata sent an Uchiha elementary school student to the hospital. This shows that the Uchiha clan can no longer bear it. I believe that Uchiha Ryuhua will face Hikari soon. The strongest ninja student in the past, now the strongest genin, Uchiha Ryuhua. The murderous intention fluctuated, rising like a new star, another strongest ninja student, Hinata Hikari. Protagonist vs protagonist, upgrade flow vs dark flow. It's really interesting. Senju Uto formed a seal with one hand, and disappeared here in a flash. Hinata Hikari didn't know how rich Senju Uto's inner drama was. All she knew was that, she had beaten Senju Uto away. Gaga, Wuke, bring me the forward protector. Hinata stretched out her hand. Wuke gasped, looking reluctant. But no way. Senju Uto has been beaten away, what can he do? That guy Senju Uto, I'll take care of him later. Wuke gritted his teeth, picked up a forward protector from the table, and put it into Hinata Hikaru's hand. Hinata Hikaru took the forward protector and raised it above his head very excitedly. Gaga, the magical Konoha ninja forward protector belongs to this leader. At this point, Hinata Hikaru passed the graduation exam and officially became a genin. Looking at her happy look, everyone had mixed feelings. This kid has graduated in the blink of an eye. Teacher Michiko murmured. She even felt unreal. It seems like, yesterday, Hinata Hikari was still the naughty kid who fell asleep in class. In the blink of an eye, he transformed into a ninja who could stand alone. Even though she is only 9 years old. Being able to pass the three-body technique and even defeat Senju Uto is enough to illustrate her ability. Congratulations, Hikaru Hinata. Michiko came over and congratulated Hinata Hikari. That gentle and gratifying look in her eyes made teacher Michiko exude the brilliance of motherhood at this moment. Congratulations, Hikari-san. Namikaze Minato also came over and congratulated Hinata Hikari. And then, there are others. Wild Pine, Sarutobi Ryo, Senju Momika, Inyazuka Bones. Even including Uchiha Fire Rock Black Wings, and his sister Uchiha Futaba. The scene was full of joy. Woo-oh. At this moment, there was a burst of crying nearby. Michiko and others turned around and saw Dozawa wiping away tears. Teacher Dozawa, you were so moved that you cried. Yes, I, Michiko-sensei, I am really touched. Tangs burst into tears and smiled. Because this naughty kid finally doesn't have to harm us anymore. Hinata Hikari. Everyone. Congratulations, congratulations, ha ha ha. Teacher Wu-Kei suddenly jumped up from his seat, laughing and applauding. Congratulations to Hinata Hikari-san on your successful graduation. I'll trouble you to concentrate on others. Teacher Wu-Kei persuaded him earnestly, changing his previous viciousness. At this time, Wu-Kei was actually indescribably peaceful. He even thought about it. After a while, the exam was over, and all the ninja teachers were invited to have a good meal at the restaurant. Take this to celebrate Hikaru Hinata's successful graduation. Quack. Hinata Hikari smiled. If it was in the previous life, she would definitely have said something like I will not graduate now and would have spent another year coming back as a revenge. But in this life, she has a lot more burdens on her. Hinata Hikaru also has his own path to take. She chooses to graduate. So, in the face of Wu-Kei's gloating congratulations, Hinata took a deep breath and said seriously. Wuyuk, Dozawa, and others, this leader, thanks to your care during this year, actually, I don't mean to make you angry, it's just that life in the ninja school is too boring. After graduation, this leader will think of your best. When meeting other people, this leader will say, thanks to the teachings of ninja teachers such as Dozawa and Wu-Kei, this leader is so outstanding. Hinata Hikaru's words directly confused Wu-Kei, Dozawa, and others. Wu-Kei's smile froze on his face and his eyes widened, as if he was meeting Hinata Hikari for the first time. You. Teacher Wu-Kei talked about you and you for a long time, and finally, he covered his face with a whimper and cried. You kid, why do you say such touching words? Isn't it a good idea to mock you on the spot and come back? The teacher can't bear to leave you. Teacher Wu-Kei turned around and ran away in tears. His tear glands were so developed that they released streaks of colorful light in the air. I didn't expect. Teacher Wu-Kei is also a temperamental person. No, I can't help it anymore. Tangs hid his face and ran away. This time, he was really moved. Teacher Michiko was about to shed tears when she heard Hinata Hikari laugh strangely. God, they too are so stupid, so easy to deceive. Michiko. Everyone. Michiko said, Hinata Hikaru, please return my gratitude. In tears and laughter, Hinata Hikari's graduation exam came to an end. On this day, more than 30 first-year candidates took the graduation exam, and all of them passed. What happened today was recorded in the history of Konoha. This is the first time that more than 30 first-year students have graduated at the same time, and it is also the first time that among the graduating candidates, someone has taken the fourth test question and passed successfully. Hinata's name will sweep through the entire Konoha like a storm, and once again become the object of people's chat after dinner. If the chapter is wrong, click here to report it. Mobile phone users, please visit CSW. Reading for a better reading experience. The bookshelf is synchronized with the computer version. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 171. The Mansion of the Hyuga Clan. As peaceful as ever. The afternoon sun shines into the mansion, and the autumn wind blows through it, bringing with it the fallen leaves and coolness. There was a Hyuga clan member sweeping with a broom. There are also members of the Hyuga tribe practicing row fist. Branch family, clan family. In the yard, you can see them coming and going. But no matter who it was, they walked lightly, as if they were afraid of surprising others. But the next moment, a discordant sound came into the ears of the Hyuga tribe. Quack, you scumbags, this leader is back. Hinata's return made everyone put down their work. They were going to tease or ridicule Hinata Hikari as usual. The topic of Hinata is always interesting to people. After all, There is too little entertainment gossip news in the Hyuga clan compound, so the Hyuga clan members live by watching Hikari's jokes. However, things are a little different today. Those Hyuga clan members who raised their heads to look at the past were about to speak, but their eyes suddenly became dull. Because they saw Hikaru Hinata wearing a shiny, new Konoha ninja forehead protector on her forehead. This, I'm not dreaming. Someone from the Hyuga clan rubbed their eyes. But generally speaking, rolling your eyes is not a problem. After double checking, they found, Hikaru Hinata's forehead protector was genuine. That is to say, she became a genin. Everyone was shocked by this fact. But, how is this possible? Later, someone mentioned that Hinata Hikaru beat up Akumi, the second member of Kyomagakure village, half a year ago. It dawned on them. Hikaru Hinata was indeed qualified to be a genin. Hikaru Hinata has become a genin. Hikaru Hinata has become a genin. One day, a member of the Hyuga clan dropped their brooms and ran inside. Soon, the news of Hinata Hikaru's graduation from the ninja school spread throughout the entire Hyuga family mansion. Not long after, members of the Hyuga clan sprung up from everywhere like mushrooms after a rain, and pointed at Hinata Hikaru curiously. It seemed like it was such an incredible thing for her to graduate from the ninja school. In fact, it is so. No member of the Hyuga clan thought that Hikari could graduate from a ninja school. But now, Hikaru Hinata has become a true genin. In the end, this incident alarmed the Hyuga clan leader and other clan members. When Hinata Raiten and others came out, Hinata Hikaru was already surrounded by the clan members. Everyone wants to know how Hikari passed the graduation exam. Quack, this leader is too awesome to explain. Hinata smiled strangely, as if he had no intention of bragging about his deeds. Because she knew that even if she said it, she would only get cynicism from others. So, let them guess for themselves. This approach of I know everything, but I won't tell you made everyone anxiously scratch their heads. Because usually, Hinata Hikari would brag about how awesome she is, but why did she suddenly change her gender today? Ask Hinata Mommy and they will know. Someone suggested. Hinata Mommy and others also took part in today's graduation exam. So, here comes the question, where are Hinata Mommy and those naughty kids? Of course Hinata Mommy and the others are on their way to the celebration party. I guess they won't be able to come back until night. Then there is also Rixiangxiao, someone else said. Rixiangxiao. They searched around and found Rixiangxiao standing next to Hinata Liang Chen. It turned out that even Hinata Ryaharu and the clan leader Hinata Huten came. He. Hinata smiled happily. Everyone, in today's graduation exam, the passing rate of several children from my clan is %, even Hinata Hikari passed the graduation exam. It seems that Hinata Xiao has already told Hinata Yoshiharu and the others about the general matter. Everyone was stunned for a moment, and then began to congratulate each other. Because this means that there will be a successor to the Hyuga clan. The growth of the new generation is an important part of the strength and development of the ethnic group. All the children who took the exam today passed. How could Hinata Raiten not be happy? Hikaru Hinata was even more surprised to graduate early at the age of 9. According to Hinata Xiao, it was because of the Hokage-sama's permission. This can't help but make people sigh. Hokage-sama has a kind heart. Hikaru Hinata, congratulations on becoming a genin. The arrival of Rixiang Rishin made the crowd automatically make way for him. He walked up to Hinata and congratulated him. Then, you can't be proud, you have to keep working hard. Perhaps because he was getting interested, Rixiang Rishin asked Rixiang Xiao to talk about the specific situation during the day. He only heard the general results just now. Hinata Xiao nodded and began to retell. He has a very good memory and is basically word for word. When it came to Hinata Hikaru taking out the Hokage-sama's handwriting, Wu Kei's face turned green, And everyone couldn't help laughing. And when he said that Wu-Kei deliberately manipulated Hinata, everyone couldn't help but get excited. This guy actually let Hinata Hikaru deal with a genin. Even if I don't like Hinata Hikari, I don't want to avenge a private vendetta like this. Next to them, one by one the defenders criticized. They completely forgot that they usually criticized and laughed at Hinata Hikaru in this way. So, since Hinata Hikaru can graduate successfully, it means that Hinata Hikaru defeated Senjuyu Uto. Some tribesmen guessed. How is it possible that Hinata Hikaru is just a ninja student, and Senjuyu Uto is a genin? The gap in strength between the two is indescribable. Another clan member immediately retorted. Oh. Someone suddenly understood. I must be the number one in the soft fist ninja world of the great Hyuga clan. Hinata Hikaru used soft fist to tap the acupuncture points of the careless Senjuyu Uto, thereby winning the victory. After hearing this statement, everyone nodded. This should be the most reasonable guess version. However, Ri Xiangxiao shook her head, even with a sarcastic look on her face. Not. He said. Hikaru Hinata has never used any of our clan's taijutsu from the beginning to the end. What? Ri Xiangxiao's words were like thousands of detonating talismans, arousing huge waves in everyone's hearts. Hinata Hikaru didn't use the Hyuga clan's soft fist, and beat Senjuyu Uto away. How is this possible? Could it be that, my soft fist is not as good as the inferior rigid fist? A clan member immediately shouted. Obviously, he wanted to give Hinata Hikaru a thumbs up. For example, looking down on Rokuan, disrespecting ancestors, etc. His language trap was easily seen through by Ri Xiangxiao. Ri Xiangxiao suddenly turned his head and looked at the speaker of the clan. Whether my clan's Ro fist is powerful is another matter, the branch's Ro fist is definitely not powerful. Ri Xiangxiao blocked the other party's speech with just one sentence. Why doesn't Hinata Hikaru use Ro fist? Don't you people have any skills? Everyone was stunned. If you divide your family, you can only learn Bagwa. The 8 Bagwa palms are indeed not powerful and of little use. If the chapter is wrong, click here to report it. Mobile phone users, please visit CSW. Reading for a better reading experience. The bookshelf is synchronized with the computer version. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 172. The scene suddenly fell into an atmosphere of unconcealable weirdness and embarrassment. Not everyone in the Hyuga clan can learn the 64 palms of the 8 trigrams. Not every clan member can learn to return to heaven. In this world, there is talk of talent and effort. And more members of the Hyuga clan have neither talent nor hard work. No talent to speak of. Not working hard is entirely due to seeing through the world of mortals. With the mark of a caged bird on his head, I believe no one will be in a good mood. So, just be sad. Whatever day it is, just live it casually. Whatever ninja skills you have, just practice them casually. What kind of soft boxing, just hit casually. Isn't your family member NB? Then you can do whatever you want. I'm just sad. Recently, this kind of mourning culture has become popular among the Hyuga clan. A silent passive resistance. There is even a type of Hyuga clan that stays at home and shuts itself in the house every day. In addition to watching TV, it is the Hyuga clan squatting at home shouting the name of their idol, XX Saijao. The separate families used this kind of war without gunpowder to resist the rule of the clan. But obviously, not everyone is so sad. Such as Daylight. She is optimistic and positive. The family member whispered, mental patients have more joy. He studied hard and practiced hard, but what he learned was not the skill of the Hyuga clan. It's okay. The separated family members screamed inwardly. Hinata's approach made their eyes light up. This method can still be used to resist the rule of the Zone family. If you refuse soft boxing, it starts with me. The second generation Hokage Senju Tobirama had a bucket of paste. Today, I will also learn the Konoha fluid technique. After reacting, all the family members seemed very excited. They figured it out and immediately went to practice Konoha fluid technique later. As for the Zone family, their expressions were extremely ugly. Seeing the behavior of the branch family members, how could they not know what these clan members are thinking? Hyuga clan. Pills. Afterwards, things ended badly. The Zone family left in a hurry, completely different from the smiles on their faces when they arrived. Only Hinata Yoshitatsu had no expression on his face from beginning to end. The elder of the Hyuga clan stood silently behind the crowd with his eyes closed, as if he was resting his mind. While leaving, I didn't know whether intentionally or unintentionally, I glanced at Hinata Hikari. The leaf whirlwind. In the mansion of the Hyuga clan, the sounds of practicing Konoha whirlwind could be heard one after another. Of course, those who practice Konoha tornado are basically all members of the branch family. They shouted loudly, as if on purpose. But since Hikaru Hinata can practice, why can't they? Moreover, Konoha fluid technique is an authentic school, invented by the second generation Hokage Senju Tobirama, and it can be said that it is well established. Practicing Konoha fluid technique means that I have the will of fire. What is obviously different from the happy scene here is the worry of the Zone family. Hinata, Raiten and others gathered in the meeting hall. The expressions on the faces of each clan member were different, but none of them looked very good. What's going on with that Hinata Hikaru? Yuzong's family asked angrily. Could it be that the Hyuga clan's rule that lasted for thousands of years was shaken because of the appearance of a little lunatic? Of course not. The grievances between the clan and branch families had been building up for too long. Hikari Hinata was just the straw that broke the camel's back. There seems to be no connection, but any incident may trigger these past grievances. Everything stems from the seal of the caged bird. We cannot allow those separated families to continue, we must severely reprimand them. Another clan member shouted. The number of clan members is always maintained within a certain range. Beyond this number, the remaining people will become separate families. This also led to the fact that the clan family was very small, and the number of branch families could not increase. The total population of the Hyuga clan is only over 200 people. Compared to the Uchiha clan and the Senju clan, which each have a total population of more than 1,000 people, they are indeed not a large clan. But the advantage is, the Hyuga clan's Byakugan opening rate is almost 100%. This also formed a culture where all the people were soldiers. Every Hyuga clan member can be a ninja. Excluding some special personnel and odd jobs, the number of ninjas in the Hyuga clan always remains above 100. Depending on the situation, adjustments may be made. But there will never be more than 200 people. Severe rebuke. Hinata Xiao sneered. When people are scattered, the team is not easy to lead. Unless the clan family uses the caged bird seal as a threat, separate families are prohibited from practicing Konoha fluid technique. However, there is a high probability that they will not do this. Because that would definitely cause a complete rift between the clan family and the branch family. That's not how things were handled. Then, let the branch family members learn the 64 Bagua palms, a member of the clan suggested weakly. No. This proposal was rejected by another group of people. Because this will shake the rule of the Zone family. For the clan family, relying solely on the seal of the caged bird is one aspect, and their mastery of physical skills is another aspect in achieving complete crushing. Whether it's Bagua 64 palms, Huishin, or physical skills such as Bagua air palm and soft fist one blow body. The Zone family is in a state of monopoly. Once family members learn to separate themselves, the consequences can be disastrous. Being able to slap them with Bagua Bazang is already a great honor. Most of the clan members present thought so. The tribesmen were arguing. The spittle flew everywhere, making it more chaotic than any other meeting. Hinata Xiao, who was watching the scene silently, glanced at his master, Hinata Yoshiharu. His master was still unhurried, looking like he was concentrating with his eyes closed. It seems, these things have nothing to do with him. But Ri Xiang Xiao knew that the master must have his own considerations. Of course Hinata Yoshiaki has his considerations. And some people have their own ideas. For example, like Ri Xiang Xiao, the younger generation is listening silently here. Hinata Razu, the son of the clan leader. Hinata Emi, Hinata's childhood sweetheart, and the future mother of Hinata. And Hinata Mizu with a funny personality. Hinata Kazuma looks dandy. The younger generation of these clans were all under Ri Xiangxiao's eyes. The younger generations of several clans saw the discussion of their elders and exchanged opinions with each other in a low voice. Soon, I saw Hinata standing up silently and leaving here beforehand. Ri Xiangxiao stood up silently and walked outside. He wanted to see what Hinata Shui was going to do. I hope Hinata Shui doesn't seek death. Hyaga Mizu, male, 12 years old, genin of the Hyaga clan. Currently, I have signed up to take the Chunin exam. The end of the semester also represents the arrival of the Chunin examination again. Hinata Shui believes that all these things are Hinata Hikaru's fault, so he wants to use Ro Fist to teach Hinata Hikaru a good lesson. Let those members of the branch family see that I, the Hyaga clan, am the number one in the ninja world with the great Ro Fist. If the chapter is wrong, click here to report it. Mobile phone users please visit CSW. Reading for a better reading experience. The bookshelf is synchronized with the computer version. Hinata JoJo's Bizarre Konoha Adventure. Author, Chaos Theory. Chapter 173. The Leaf Whirlwind. As Hyaga Minato passed through the roads, he heard the Konoha whirlwind that filled his ears. Every member of the branch family of the Hyaga clan is practicing the D-level Taijutsu Konoha whirlwind. When they saw Hinata Shui from the Zone family approaching, not only did they not silence their voices, but they started shouting even harder. It looks like the male protagonist in the Ancestor Super Robot Get a Carrot anime. The moves of super robots are all voice controlled, which is common sense. Tusk. Hinata Shui frowned, feeling even more angry. He believed that it was because of Hinata that these branch family members were deceived into practicing the Konoha fluid technique. So, he completely defeated Hinata Hikari in front of all the branch families. Just use Bagwazang. That's right, let them see with the 8 diagrams palms that only members of the branch family can master. The Hyaga clan's soft fist is the most powerful. Hikari. Hinata walked into Hinata's small courtyard. It was a little quiet here. Come out faster. Hinata started shouting across the courtyard. However, the strange thing is that even after he shouted for a long time, there was no sign of Hinata Hikari. At this time, Hinata Hikari is eating. A member of the branch family of the Hyaga clan passed by slowly and took the opportunity to Konoha whirlwind. He shouted angrily, kicked up, and disappeared in front of Hinata Shui. Hinata was stunned for a moment, with unbearable anger on his face. Very well, Hikaru Hinata, just wait for me. Hinata Shui clenched his fists and quickly turned around and left. The place to go is of course the canteen. In fact, the so-called canteen is just a renovated old dojo. The former Rukwin dojo, after the new dojo was built, became a place where many families gathered for dinner. Hinata Shui had a smile on his face. He thought to himself that as long as he went to the cafeteria, saw Hinata Hikaru, and defeated Hinata Hikaru with many people watching, the branch family members would naturally change their minds. Hyuga Hikaru, come out quickly. After Hinata Shui arrived at the cafeteria, he immediately shouted. At this time, the sky was already getting dark, and it was difficult to see clearly what was going on inside. It was dark inside, which made Hinata feel a little weird. Gaga, do you have anything to do with me? Hinata Shui was startled, and he dodged repeatedly, only to find a very small, Hinata Hikari squatting at the gate next to him. Hinata Hikaru was squatting there, holding a bowl in his hand and pulling rice. Hinata Shui took a closer look. Huo, there was no one in the room. Where are those people? Hinata asked. They all went to practice Konoha Tornado. Hinata Guangtian, who was holding the rice, raised his face and replied. Hinata started breathing heavily. Clench your fists, release them, and repeat. How could he still be so beautiful like this? There's no point in him defeating Hikari without anything to watch. She must be defeated in front of all the branch family members. When Hinata Shui was thinking about something, Hinata Hikari was also looking at him. Hinata Hikari recognizes Hinata Water. The most funny person in the Hyuga clan is Hyuga Shui. Hinata Shui is a very fun person. Although he is a clan member, he is completely different from other clan members. Of course, if you have to put it bluntly, it is a very stinky old habit that is somewhat the same. The clan family members generally have their eyes set higher than the top, so it is natural to look down on the branch family members. After thinking for a long time, Hinata Shui finally came up with something. He turned around and pointed towards Hinata. Hikaru Hinata, I want to challenge you. Not finished yet. Tomorrow morning, I will ask you to fight in front of my family's mansion. Hinata Shui thought beautifully. It doesn't matter if there is no one now, just choose a time when there are people. When the time comes, with everyone witnessing it, wouldn't it be beautiful to defeat Hinata Hikari in an upright and dignified manner? But. Hinata blinked her exquisite and clear eyes. Aren't you about to take the Chunin exams? I believe that at this time, you should concentrate on preparing for the Chunin exams. Oh, right. Hyuga Shui nodded, remembering that there was still a week left before the Chunin exams were about to begin. He had to go back and prepare, after all, everyone signed up to participate. Then you and I can fight another day. Say goodbye. Hinata cupped her hands, turned around and left. Not far away, I heard Hinata Hikari's gloating sneers coming from behind. Oh, that's not right. Hinata Shui came back to his senses and immediately realized that he had been tricked by Hinata Hikaru. Hikaru Hinata, please don't divert other people's attention. Hinata Shui said angrily. I have decided to fight you tomorrow morning. Wait. Hinata Hikaru stopped laughing and stretched out his hand. This leader is very busy tomorrow and has no time for the moment. Hinata Hikari shook his little head to express that he was not free. What are you busy with? Hinata was puzzled. Far beyond your imagination and no comment. Hinata Hikaru waved her little hands. Unless you give me one taels as an appearance fee. Daydreaming. Without any hesitation, Hinata refused immediately. Then no need to talk. Hinata Hikaru curled her lips in disgust and squatted aside to grab the rice. Hinata Shui was immediately speechless. He is neither advancing nor retreating. He suddenly discovered. Why is this Hinata so shameless? Oh, yes, if you are not so shameless, you will definitely not be able to fool other tribesmen. Hinata Shui felt that he had discovered Huadian. Otherwise, 5,000 taels. Hinata Shui felt that it was easier to accept the price of 5,000 taels. However, they saw that Hinata's bald head did not look back, but stretched out her little hand and raised 2 fingers. There were chopsticks in that hand. What's the meaning? 20,000 tails. Why don't you go and grab it? Hyuga Shui roared. As soon as he finished speaking, Hinata raised 3 fingers and said, 30,000 tails. Absolutely impossible, Hinata roared. This time it was 4 fingers, 40,000 tails. Hinata Shui was stunned. This time, he did not refuse directly. Because he knew that if he said no again, Hinata's asking price would continue to rise. Well, if you're cruel, I'll give it to you. Hinata Shui gritted his teeth and risked his life. 40,000 taels. Basically, it is the total amount of money Hinata saved during her time as a water genin. That's a year's worth of savings. Quack. Hinata stood up immediately and smiled happily. Tomorrow morning, I, the leader, will invite you to a decisive battle on the roof of the Hyuga clan's eldest house. That's it? After Hinata Hikaru finished speaking, he walked into the cafeteria and disappeared into the darkness. Shameless, despicable little psychotic money addict. Hinata was so angry that she stamped her feet, and after cursing secretly, she left. Not long after he left, R.I. Xiangxiao's figure appeared from the shadows. He looked at R.I. Xiangshui's back and shook his head. A battle without any suspense. After R.I. Xiangxiao finished speaking, he also left here. If the chapter is wrong, click here to report it. Mobile phone users, please visit CSW. Reading for a better reading experience. The bookshelf is synchronized with the computer version.